Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me. Uh, this will be a tarot reading for sign of Leo for September 2020. So let's find out what we have. What messages do we have for Leo for September 2020? What messages do my dear sweet Leo need to hear for September 2020, please? What messages does Leo need to hear for September 2020, please? Oh, looks like there's ready to jump already. All right. Messages for Leo for September 2020, please. What are the messages for Leo for September 2020? Messages for Leo for September 2020. Ooh, we're getting ready. We're getting ready to jump. Here we go. All right. What messages do my lovely Leos need to hear for September 2020, please? All right. And Leo, September 2020. What are the messages for Leo for September 2020, please? All right. Here we go, Leo. All right. Let's find out what we have for you. Leo, in your current situation, we have the Queen of Swords. Your challenge is the Five of Wands. What you aspire to be, oh my goodness, the Tower. You guys are looking for something to change, eh? What needs to be awakened within you, we have the Empress. In your recent past, we have the Seven of Cups. The next step, the near future, we have the Justice card. And your outcome is the Seven of Swords. Okay. All right, Leo, you guys are, I don't know what you guys are up to, but you guys are up to something. Got quite a bit of big life moments that you may be going through. All right, so let's get started here. So your current situation, Leo, is the Three of Swords. Pardon me, the Queen of Swords. My goodness, the Queen of Swords. This is you. I mean, this may be somebody that you know, but I feel this is, for most of you, I think this is you. And maybe you had to make a decision. You had to be perhaps a little bit cutthroat. You're not taking any bullshit from anybody. And you're seeing the way forward, and you're being clear about what you want, and you're not accepting any crap from anyone. And you're being decisive. And you probably a lot of clarity lately as far as a certain situation goes. Maybe what you desire, what you're no longer going to stand for. But this is good energy to be in for your current situation. This may also be somebody that maybe you're dealing with, who is, like I mentioned, like I described, someone who is very direct, to the point. They say what's on their mind. They don't take any crap. So you could be dealing with somebody like that currently too, or be involved with someone that is like that in your life. Your challenge for September, Leo, is the Five of Wands. So now, as a Leo, you might be. I mean, this is your energy right here, right? And this is an energy of competition, right? It's also an energy of you have all these different ideas, right? You have all these different thoughts. You got all these, maybe you have voices, for lack of a better term, in your head, and they're all fighting for supremacy, right? So whether this is you in competition with all these different ideas that you have, and kind of like, oh yeah, this, or maybe I'll go this, or maybe I'll go this, but they're all trying to fight for what's most important, right? But this could also be competition within your peers, within your family, within your work environment. and you're all fighting for your voice to be heard, right? But real, like, I mean, and this is a challenge because this is something that, especially if this is the queen, if this is you, you know, and you're fighting for your voice to be heard, and the queen doesn't take no bullshit, and she says what's on her mind, and she just says, hey, it's like this, and it's going to be this. And then there's 4 others here that are saying, no, well, what about this, and what about this, and hey, how about that, and don't forget about, and a me, and a me, and a me, and what I want, and what this wants, and so on and so forth. So this might be who you are trying to, this is what's on your mind. This is what's at the fore. And your challenge is that, you may have to, there may be some competition that is also similar to this. And they're all trying to be heard too. And they're trying to make their point. And they're not taking any crap. And everybody's trying to win. So your challenge might be to fight back, not fight, that's the wrong word, I don't want to use that word, but to overcome the competitors, so to speak, so that your voice gets heard. This could also be internal, like an internal conflict, right? An internal struggle where you're doing everything internally. Maybe you're like, hey, I got the idea here to do this, and this is what I'm going to do. This is the truth, and bang, I'm going to do it. I'm not taking no crap. But then, inside you've got all these other things that are kind of like, oh, what if this and this, and what about that, and I can do this and do it this way, and and being kind of pulled in all different directions. So whether it's internally or externally, your challenge is going to be to overcome this and to maintain the clarity and the no-nonsense approach of this queen, right? So, this can definitely be a challenge to overcome it, whether it's that it's internally and you're kind of fighting yourself for which direction you want to go, or what idea you want to pursue, or which passion is driving you, the most. Or like I mentioned, for some of you, I'm sure that this has got more to do with, in your external world, friends, peers, co-workers, classmates, who knows, to whatever fits your situation. But that's going to be a challenge for you, right? But you're a Leo. You've got the strength of a lion. So chances are you'll come out on top. What you aspire to is the Tower. Now this is really interesting because, it's like whatever you're trying to achieve, it's like, I get the sense that you whatever was in your life, you're ready to see that come crashing down, right? You're ready to see that just, you're looking for something, it's like, the Tower is about, like, sudden change. And maybe that's what it is that you're desiring. You're desiring that sudden change, like, let's go, and that's kind of what I'm feeling, because I don't think you want all the other stuff that comes with the Tower. That's generally not something that people desire. It's something that people generally resist. So I think that sudden change is something that you're looking for, right? That's something that I think a lot of you are desiring at this time, right? You're looking for that sudden change in order to perhaps propel you forward. And that's, that might just be in the cards, right? In the recent past, we have the 7 of Cups. So maybe, you might have had a lot of options in the past, right? Maybe you had a lot of different choices that you could make, a lot of different roads you could take. Maybe you were tempted one way or the other. And I think for some of you too, this could just be wishful thinking, right? And, all kinds of wishful thinking, they can go a million different directions with that. I mean, because it's a slippery slope when it comes to wishful thinking, right? And it doesn't really, the problem with wishful thinking is it doesn't really get you anywhere, because you have all these different, oh yeah, this, and you don't ever do anything about any of them, right? You just sit there and just dream your life away, so to speak. Nothing wrong with dreaming. Dreams are very, very important, and having those kind of goals are very, very important, but action needs to be taken in that direction in order for those dreams to be fulfilled, right? And I feel strongly that that is kind of what this is all about, right? Because this is your recent past. This is what you were, I think for some of you, maybe perhaps were struggling and just living your life with inside wishful thinking. And then along came the Queen and said, we're going to make a choice, right? We're going to make a choice here. And I'm going to finally do something. Because the Queen is also about action. Like I said, she doesn't mess around, right? She knows what she wants. She's going to go and get it. Often she'll do it in a way that it comes to her, right? As you can see, she's got her hand out like, all right, come on. Let's have it, right? Because she commands it, right? And maybe you're done with this wishful thinking, right? It's behind you. So, and that's a good thing, right? And, kind of lends to this, where you just want that sudden change. Like, okay, you want it, let's go, let's come. You want that lightning to crack, kaboom, and poof, here it is, right? So yeah, either you had a lot of options, a lot of choices, and you didn't know which way to go. You're like, and that can still be a challenge for you here, right? What to do about it? What actions are you going to take? What passions are you going to pursue? How are you going to get your voice heard, right? Don't back down, right? Whether it's internally or externally. The next step in the near future, we have the Justice card. So perhaps for some of you, this is a general reading, so it could be a lot of different things, but some of you may be having some dealings with the legal system, and a judgment's going to come down, right? Pardon me. There's going to be some form of justice served if you're having any dealings with the legal system or waiting on some kind of legal documents of any kind. But I think more so is that I think for a lot of you this is more of karmic justice, and justice is going to be served in a way that is restoring balance to your being, and whatever was. And see, it kind of makes sense. This is what you're looking for, right? This is what you're aspiring. You're looking for that sudden change. You want something to, you want to start new. You want to rebuild it fresh. You want to build something better than ever was before, right? And you've got the ideas. You've got the tenacity. You've got the energy. You've got it, right? And this can be that justice coming in that you need, that you seek, right? You're out there you're the Queen of Swords, and you're looking. You're like, hey, this is the way it is, and this is what I'm going for, and I'm not messing around here. And long gone is the wishful thinking. That's behind you now. Clear-cut decisions. That's what the Queen is about, right? And you're to fight all your challenges to make sure that Seven of Cups energy and that wishful thinking stays behind you, and all those different everything, all that too much choice doesn't cloud your vision, right? And the next step is that balance restored, right? You making that choice and going for it, right? And that's really good, because decisions, right? You're going to make that decision, and it's going to serve you well, right? And your outcome is the Seven of Swords. Now, there's a lot of different meanings for the Seven of Swords, and I'm not getting any of the deception and lies vibes off of the Seven of Swords. I'm getting more of a strategizing, right? Where you're taking what you need and you're leaving behind what you don't, right? You can see he's taking 5 swords and he's leaving the 2 stuck on the ground. He's like, I don't need that shit. It's staying there. I'm just taking what I need. This is what I need in order to keep going. And that's what he's doing. He's strategizing. He's looking back and he's thinking, okay, nope, I'm walking away from this. I'm leaving all this shit behind. I don't need it. It's not doing me any good. And that can be, this Seven of Cups energy, right? And this Five of Wands energy, right? And also whatever whatever you are seeking sudden change from, this is you, making that decision, taking what you need, and moving on, right? So that's good, right? And you're going in the right direction. Oh my goodness! And I missed one. What needs to be awakened within you? How did I manage to miss this? This is going to be very important. My apologies. What needs to be awakened within you is the Empress, and this is. I'm feeling that this is like the birth of something new, right? And knowing that you can do it, right? You need to realize that you are this abundance, you are this beauty and luxury and, a creator, and manifesting everything that you need in order to make that change and to create that change. So this is what you're looking for. This is what you aspire to. That sudden change. You want something to change. You want something to become new. And this is what needs to be awakened, is that you have the abilities to do it, right? This is abundance. This is manifestation. This is birthing that new idea, right? You've made the choice, right? And now it's time to bring that into reality, right? And make it so. And you have the ability to do that, right? You want the sudden change? You can create, you can manifest the sudden change. You can give birth to that sudden change, whether you realize it or not. And that's the beauty of it, is that you have these abilities to do so, right? You just have to recognize it. So I apologize again for the sort of backwardness there, but nevertheless, I think the message came through. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Cups as your underlying energy. And yeah, I'm getting a real sense of I think this is why you want this sudden change, right? You desire this sudden change because you're not having a good time with what was, right? And you've gotten to the point. I mean, between the Queen of Swords and the Justice card, you're making a decision, right? You're coming down with that decision, and you're going to stick to it, because this is an energy of the Five of Cups is loss, disappointment, sadness, and it's very much an energy of, like, you can see he's focusing on these three cups that are spilt. You've knocked over, everything's spilt out of them, it's all gone. Everything that's gone. Oh shit. But that's all he's looking at. Right? He doesn't notice that there's two other cups that are full behind him, because his focus is purely on everything that he's lost, right? Everything that's disappointed him. So but I see you coming out of that, right? That is like, I feel like that is, but I think it's a reminder that wishful thinking, because these can kind of go hand in hand, right? You've lost all these things, so whatever it is that you've lost, maybe you were just thinking, I wish I had that back. I wish I had that person back in my life. I wish I had that job back. I wish I had that situation or circumstance, whatever it is, right? Any loss or disappointments that you may have suffered recently, can lead to this wishful thinking, right? And that is the slippery slope, like I mentioned. And so this is a message to just kind of like that queen, right? The queen makes that choice, and she says no, right? And in this case, the queen would make that choice to take this nasty cloak off, right? Of all the, the heaviness that you may be feeling, of whatever you've lost or been disappointed in, or, everything that hasn't gone your way. She throws that cloak aside and releases herself from all that weight and she turns around. She says, "This is what I have. I've got these 2 full cups, and that's what I'm going for." Right? So, it's like making that choice of to turn around and go the other direction. Because if your focus is on stuff like this or like this, then that's all you're going to get more of. More sadness, more loss, more disappointment, more wishful thinking. So this queen, she cuts out all that bullshit because you don't need it, right? You don't need it, right? And if you're fighting yourself internally, an internal struggle, this queen, take a look. There might be 5 of them, and they all got wands, right? Sticks, really, right? She's got a sword. If this is an internal struggle, or even if this is externally and you're in competition with other people, right? Sometimes it's important to realize that you should not be in competition with anybody. Friendly competition is great. Sporting events, certain things, absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? Academics, that kind of stuff is fine. But not when it comes to relationships, or anything like that. Anything that's kind of driven by your ego, right? Because competition is very ego-based, right? So, but she's got a sword, and all of these challenges that you face, whether internally or externally, have wands. Well, in this depiction here, this metaphor, she can easily defeat all of these wands with her sword, because that sword will cut right through all this conflict, right? So you're going to get there, right? And it'll bring you that sudden change that you're looking for, right? All right, so let's see, and let's not forget this is you, the 7 of Swords, this outcome, right? Is, the next step is making that choice and sticking to it, right? And, and that the Queen of Swords is there to do, right? Because she's going to use that sword and she's going to cut out all the shit that no longer serves her, and she's going to get to where she wants to be. And this is part of it, right? You make that decision, you take what's yours, you take what you need, and you leave the rest behind. Because you look at things strategically and think, okay, you know what? I need this, 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 and this. I don't need that, right? You don't need this, and you don't need this, because they're not going to serve you any well. But you'll overcome them. You definitely will. Absolutely, right? Okay, so we're going to ask I'm going to get a card here from the Moonology Oracle deck to finish off your reading. Message for Leo for September 2020. Message for Leo for September 2020, please. What is the message for Leo for September 2020, please? What message does Leo need to hear for September 2020? What is the message for Leo for September 2020, please? Message for Leo for September 2020. Message for Leo for September 2020. What does Leo need to hear for September 2020, please? Message for Leo for September 2020. Message for Leo. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Well, my dear Leo, you have the full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. So, justice being served? I'd say so. A win-win outcome is forecast. That is just fantastic. So, it's important to remember that you can fight off and overcome the challenges. Absolutely. right? You have the abilities, you have the skills, you have the tenacity, and you have it all within you, right? To whatever it is that you're going through, whatever your losses and disappointments are, right? Don't worry about it, right? Really don't worry about it, because a win-win outcome is forecast. And that, you know, that can really speak to you reclaiming your power, right? And making that choice and going after what you want, right? You get the sudden change, you overcome the challenges. That's fabulous stuff. All right, Leo, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the reading. I hope you have a fabulous September, which looks like it will. And I will talk to you all very soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.